turns out that Doctor Who was such an overwhelming success that Disney is thinking, yeah, better to cut our losses and run. I told you so. I told people that I did the videos, I broke down the numbers, and people didn't like it. Some accused me of talking nonsense and all of this stuff back and forth, all that they wanted to say. But like I've stated before, I'm not making these things up. These are just the facts that I'm putting out here. And the fact of it is Doctor Who, the Ncuti Gatwa era, was an absolute and utter disaster. That is what happens when you are more interested in pushing the message than actual entertainment. This is what happens. These things keep failing, and yet they won't stop because they believe it have some phantom audience out there that is waiting in the wings to get it. So when Ncuti Gatwa told people, don't watch, go touch grass, and that's exactly what they did, well, he didn't take that very, very well at all. You understand me? And let's not forget the drag queen that they had on this show said about for every person that they lose, 4 or 5 more will take their place. Well, that never happened because these people are delusional and do not want to deal with the facts. Nobody is watching this nonsense. And because nobody is watching it, now Disney is most likely considering, we probably shouldn't put money here anymore. Let's get into this article here from Cosmic Book News. Report, Doctor Who Disney future now in doubt. Due to poor viewership and mixed response from critics and fans, the Time Lord might no longer be a part of the House of Mouse. What a shocker. No surprise here, but the future of Doctor Who and Disney is in doubt, which follows disastrous ratings under returning showrunner Russell T. Davies and new Time Lord Ncuti Gatwa. Believe me, disastrous isn't even in the end of it, because I did the videos, you can check them out. Terrible. The ratings are the worst in the show's entire 60-year history, and those few remaining fans watching have been on the fence about the quality of the series. It's like I keep saying, people want entertainment. They don't want your agenda shoved down their throats. This is why entertainment is failing, because the people who are running it are activists who only listen to themselves and the voices in their heads. They don't listen to the fans when the fans come and say, listen, we don't want this shit. But the bottom line is you need the fans to survive. Not just to prosper, survive. That's the important thing, but they won't stop. Much like I have been reporting since we first found out how low the viewership was with Doctor Who's 60th anniversary specials, the author said that, and I've been doing the same thing. Deadline writes up a report that questions the future of the Doctor Who and Disney relationship. It's safe to say that when the BBC and Disney Plus struck the deal to co-produce Doctor Who, expectations were high among the studios and some fans. Not me, because after what went on with Jodie Whittaker and knowing Disney and knowing the type of things that they encourage and the literal direction that this was going in, because let's be perfectly honest, the only reason Doctor Who was turned into a woman was to push an agenda. That was it. And once they did that, the very next step had to be to make him black and gay. That was it. This had nothing to do with quality. This had nothing to do with story. This was about pushing agendas. That was it. The iconic British sci-fi series, which has been a part of the cultural fabric for over 60 years, was anticipated to reach new heights with Disney's involvement and, of course, the Disney money. That sweet, sweet Disney money. However, much like what happened with Marvel and Star Wars on Disney Plus, as the dust settles on the first season of this partnership, the results are not what was hoped, and now there are growing concerns and questions about the show's future. It's not shocking. Disney got involved with Marvel, ran that into the ground. They got involved with Star Wars. Literally everything that they touched involving Star Wars was an absolute disaster. Rogue One was kind of okay. And then it had Andor that people say are really good, but nobody really watched because nobody trusts Disney. And plus the guy in Andor dies in Rogue One anyway, so not really kind of setting up for something people would want to invest in. And if you want an even more recent take on how much Disney has screwed Star Wars, just check out The Acolyte. Suffered through 8 weeks of that, but still. Alright, let's continue on here. As Deadline points out, Doctor Who was almost completely absent from Disney's upfronts in May, which raised eyebrows. They talk about how they went out and they really promoted The Acolyte and all kind of thing. Yeah, but they did absolutely barely anything for Doctor Who because they wanted to promote The Acolyte because The Acolyte was what Kathleen Kennedy came out and said was going to be so good. And we had Leslie Headland, former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein, come out and do. And the reason they wanted to promote The Acolyte was for two reasons. One, because they wanted to push the Force's female fact, and two, because it was gearing up to be the gayest Star Wars ever, and that's what they wanted to push. That is the agenda that they wanted to push. That was it. All right. Previously, when the Disney invested Samba TV didn't report on any of the Doctor Who numbers, which was likely at the request of Disney because the viewership is so low. The Disney episodes also never appeared on the Nielsen ratings chart. Samba TV refusing to post the numbers and Disney sidelining Doctor Who at the upfronts suggests that the series wasn't a priority and isn't for Disney, casting doubt on Disney's long-term commitment to the show, with the original deal only having one season remaining. When you look at the ratings here, this is the Doctor Who ratings for 2023. This is the Christmas special. The highest it ever got was the 5.08 million, and that never made it on to Nielsen's chart. So if everything else was literally below that, it was never going to make it. Ever. That was the fact that that's never going to make it. When you got to episode 1, it started off at 2.6 million. The only time you got a little bit was when it got to episode 4 was 2.62 million. And it just fell off after that, continued going down. The last episode was 2.25 million. That was it. This was not something to write home about. This was a clear sign that people were not interested in this. People were actively checking out because they saw the crap you were doing and they said, no, I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm done with it. That's what happened. Right, the first episode of the new season premiered with a lackluster 2.6 million overnight views in the UK. That's a huge drop from previous season, and the viewership gets even worse with additional episodes. Yeah, even with consolidated 7-day viewing figures, the average audience was down nearly 1.5 million per episode compared to Jodie Whittaker's last season in 2021, which was already down in viewership compared to previous season. So when you look at these numbers here, and when you calculate the 7-day viewership, they really only got up to maybe about 3.1, 3.4 million. That was it. And none of that even came close to the specials. None of it. So there wasn't anything wrong. So people were saying, oh, you're just talking about the overnight numbers, but the streaming numbers. When they calculated in the streaming numbers along with it, like I said, it only reached up to maybe about 3 something. I think one or two episodes got to like 4. I could be wrong on that, but it was not anything to talk about. It wasn't. So there was no pretending that these numbers were absolutely horrible. That's what it was, absolutely horrible. An industry source was rather blunt about the situation and filled in Deadline admitting the ratings are a problem, a big old problem. We can talk all they like about young viewers, but they're still down from the specials and down from the Jodie Whittaker series. I imagine serious conversations are happening. Disney will want to see results. You see, this is the problem. They believe that the young viewers want this. No, they don't. What you all are mistaking actual viewers for are people on Twitter. People could be on Twitter all they want. They could post things, agree with things, like and share. But like I've said, likes are not sales, likes are not viewership numbers. People will like something. That doesn't mean that they're going to support it. They want quality entertainment, and you're not providing that. You're not providing. Contrary to what they all love to believe, 99.99% of the planet is not gay, is not queer, is not non-binary, is not focused solely on political and social values that you all can't seem to live without. No. People have lives and things that they want to do, and when they finish working and doing all these things, they want to sit back, get themselves lost in some entertainment. It's called escapism for a reason. But you're not doing that. You're bringing the same crap that they want to get away from to the big and small screen, and you're expecting them to enjoy it. When you live in this bubble and you only have 4 to 5 friends on Twitter, and plus a bunch of bots that like everything that you like, and they're telling you everything you're doing is great, and you're believing it and continuing to do the same crap that's destroying you, how do you ever expect to change? That's a valid question, one they never answer, because they keep doing this nonsense. So yeah, like they say, yeah, they can talk all they like about young viewers, but they're not coming in. You literally had Russell T. Davies want to say, what they bring in all these young viewers. You're not. Nobody's watching it. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to the people, and this is the result. That's it. Critical feedback has been varied, especially among fans, when it comes to the Doctor Who Appreciation Society. Noted that the season was a mixed bag of crap, with some episodes failing to live up to expectations. The Rotten Tomato score is at 27%, and the high IMDb rating is a 6.2. Critics also weren't impressed, as Deadline Notes, The Guardian described the opening episode Space Babies as a textbook example of mid-ranking Who installment, while the Independent called it a promising idea that never entirely comes to life on screen. I would call it a bunch of crap, but that's just me. Doctor Who, under the return of Davies, has gone full woke, and this is the result, because again, when you go woke, you go broke. And even more so than the Chibnall and Whittaker era. Yeah, because like I said, once they made the Doctor a woman to push an agenda, the only thing left to do was to make the Doctor black and gay. And that's the agenda they were trying to push, and people were sick of it. And when you had people associated with the show insulting fans, they said to themselves, you know what? We are taking this no more. Too bad for you. Davies got the Disney money and doubled down, and rather arrogantly. How is that working out? Davies recently said he doesn't know if there will be a Series 16, because when they keep making shit, of course not. The story was thrown out the window in favor of the agenda. Exactly. It became all about Ncuti Gatwa being a gay black actor, and the use of trans actors instead of being about the story. Gatwa even told fans to stop watching. Well, that is exactly what they did. Again, that's the whole point. The series was about him being a gay black actor. Even if it wasn't in every episode, you could tell what it was about. The underlying message was always there. And because it was always there, it affected everything to do with the show. And when you had Ncuti Gatwa come out and insult the fan and say that, if you don't like it, don't watch it, go touch grass, please, for God's sakes. You're telling people not to watch it, because these people are so arrogant in their crap, they believe that they can do no wrong. This is the result of that. There have also been rumors of Disney's heavy-handed influence on the show's production. You talk about how with the church on Ruby Road, Disney came in and told them to change things for the American audience, all of that. With ratings and viewership in the gutter and critical reception in mixed bag, the future of Doctor Who under Disney's deal is uncertain. I think it is dump the damn thing. It also comes in a time when Disney CEO Bob Iger has revealed the streaming business for Disney has been a $4 billion loss. Yeah, Disney Plus has lost the company $4 billion because people are canceling their subscriptions, actively walking away from it because they want nothing to do with it. And this is the result that you're getting. This is the result that you're getting. Disney had no reason to dive into the streaming, but they wanted, they figured this something they could do it as well without actually making anything good. That's what's going on. Iger is now stating quality is more important. I wonder when they're going to start doing that, because rumors are that they're doubling down on even more on the woke crap. One production source for Deadline also suggests that Disney will need to make a decision on its involvement soon after the upcoming spin-off, The War Between the Land and Sea Rapsol. It's noted there are fears that if Disney pulls out, it could significantly impact the show's budget and production quality, and that it will be a complete embarrassment. But when you keep making shit, what do you expect? It's also being suggested that Ncuti Gatwa might not be returning for a third season. Oh, what a shocker! What a shocker! Who would have ever thought that putting an actor to just play a black gay man, which is exactly what he is, and have no charisma whatsoever, would backfire? I mean, everybody with any functioning brain cells knew that, but then again, you see people running this into it. It's already known Millie Gibson is getting replaced as the Doctor's companion in the second season with Andor's Varada Setu. Yeah, so that's it. Disney is skeptical whether or not Disney will continue with Doctor Who. If they decide to pull out, that is going to be a financial blow for it. But I am not surprised. When you make garbage, what do you expect? This is a fact. At the end of the day, you have to make money. You have to provide good entertainment, quality entertainment, and make money to keep producing more quality entertainment. But when you care more about the message than you do about quality entertainment, this is what happens. Yeah, Doctor Who was such a success. Its ratings are in the toilet, and Disney wants to get as far away from it as possible. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.